What up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome back to a sweet Monday on another one of the Field Review podcast shows. I am your host, Luke G. And we're going to do everything and all things. Talk Detroit Lions football. I am feeling beyond good today. I'm feeling myself because I'm feeling good today. Don't know why. Just happy to be me. You know, be alive, breathing, having fun. You know, the usual suspect, nothing special. But we got to talk about some Detroit Lions, and this is the time to do it. It's funny how much information comes out after the fact, and I love getting that information after the fact. Let's see. We got Looney Tune in the building. One Pride 40, Craig Ferguson. If they start to roll in, we get them in here. Listen, people, first things first, let me just be clear that whenever I do these podcasts, it's for you, the people, to have something to listen to, where somebody's going to talk about our team, that's for our team, about our team. They're not going to come out and do something crazy or make up some stuff. They're going to talk about our people. And so this is what I wanted to do. So first thing on the docket today, people, we got to talk about the NFL schedule release. Then we got to talk about a little bit more draft talk, unfortunately, as more news come out about that. We got to talk about the Lions playoffs. Yeah, I said that, Lions playoffs. We got to talk about Jared Goff. We got to talk about the direction the Lions is headed in, and we got to talk about Jamal Williams' comments. So there's a lot that needs to be covered in a short period of time, and I am here for all of it, people. I am here for all of it. So if you are here with me, welcome. First things first, let's talk about the Detroit Lions, or at least the NFL schedule release. That's going to be on May 12th at 8 p.m. Now, this should be something that's on everybody's calendar. And the reason for that is because nah, bro, playoffs. We talking about playoffs? Not a game. But the reason this should be on your calendar is because this is where you get your chance to see who we play when. In other words, you'll know then on the 12th when we play who we play. And this is huge news because I can get a better beat on what our record is going to be. Without me knowing when, I've already got us at 8 wins, period. Like, I just got us at 8 wins. But when we go through and we look at the rest of the information provided, we're going to be able to see that a little bit differently. Now, the thing that I'm looking for is, one, how many primetime games the Lions are going to get. We can already count the Thanksgiving game. That's one. I have a strong feeling that the Rams game is going to be 2. So I feel like we had a prediction of 2 so far. There's 2 other games that I think will be primetime. And it's just call it a hunch. But I think the game that the Lions are going to have against the Browns is going to be another. So I'm giving you my over and under for primetime games at 3. So that's my over and under. Shout out to James Harrington for joining us, Detroit fan man, Angelo, Sheldon McCray, Hungry Panda Studios. You hear Denver propose a trade. We're going to get into that too. Go Lions in the building, one funky Lions fan, God Coffee and Football. How I get sent you a message on Twitter? Did you? Was it a DM? Because usually I respond to my Twitter messages. If it's a DM, I respond. If it's not, it's like, all right, but yeah, we got Antoine in the building. So listen, I wanted to get that schedule part of the way. Y'all tell me in the chat how many primetime games you think they're going to give us. You think they're going to basically poop all over us and give us nothing? I count at least 2, maybe 3. any of the games that have us going against perennial people is going to do it. I got at least 3 games. I know Thanksgiving is 1. I know the Rams is going to be 2. I got to say it's going to be at least one other game. One other game. It just makes the most sense to me. So D-Map's in the building. Tactical Puma in the building. Izzy77's in the building. What up, though, people? Malik Barford. I hope I said that right. What's going on, sir? Joey 2 times up in the building. Make sure I don't forget nobody, man, because I'm notorious for doing it. Man. But yeah, so again, these are just the things I'm looking at. I think 3 is a fair amount to have. I think anything less than 3, given the low expectations of these people, I wouldn't be surprised, not one bit. Now we got to get into this talk, because this is the news that's going around going nuts with people, and it's all about the NFL draft and the fact that the Lions actually had a significant trade on the table. Now the stories reported that they're not sure what exactly was offered, but from what was said from Holmes, that it was a real good offer. However, they felt that it was more important to take the player that they love versus, anything else. All right. And so when I see stuff like that, it goes back to my point. I'll never forget this. There was a lot of people who came in here and said that the Lions wanted a receiver. The Lions thought about a quarterback. And I'm like, there was no consideration. Yeah, it was. I'm telling you, there was no consideration. Every time you look up and you hear things about the draft and what happened and what occurred, you realize that they got their number one guy. Like here you are with a significant trade on the table for you to move back, and you're so afraid of losing your guy. Now, it's reported that the trade was going to allow them to still be in position to possibly get their guy. I hate this word possibly, because we don't know if let's say they trade with the Panthers. Who's to say the Panthers didn't take him at 7, right? Or if they traded with Denver at 9, who's to say Denver didn't decide, like, okay, I want to take him over taking the cornerback, right? And let's say if it's Dallas need offensive line help. And I don't think Dallas turned down offensive linemen. So for them to stay fast and say, look, this is our guy. We love this guy. I want it to be that way. It makes it clear to me that they had a direction, and they got their number one guy. It was never about a quarterback. It was never about a receiver. They didn't see the draft that way. Okay. All right. And they literally said that by simply saying, yeah, we had real offers on the table. We said, F them offers, we taking our player. This right here is just how you're supposed to do it. Yes, well, would I have loved to have more draft picks? Cool. But if having more draft pick required me losing out on my number one guy, and I'm not saying that Sewell should or should not be the number one guy. I'm just saying, if that's who I had pegged, like, for example, if I had pegged Trevor Lawrence as my number one guy, and somehow Jacksonville went nuts and passed on him, and he fell to me at 3, well, why in the hell would I not take him? You want to take the guy that you were in love with. Because if you got to question it, you're going to have a problem. And then to show you how much that they stuck to their board, because that's the conversation that they had, there's another article that came out where they talk about Anzarike, where they basically said that, hey, we had 2 or 3 other guys that we liked that were still on the board from the first round, and we weighed them against this guy, and it was like, nope, he's the answer. He's the thing that's going to be different. It's going to help us be better. So they clearly got a direction. They clearly got an idea of what they want and what they want to do. And you just 100% can't make this stuff up. The best part about it is this. When you look at the Lions, okay, when you look at the Lions have flat out said, look, we wanted to build this line. We wanted to complete an offensive line, and have a line that can protect our people. Now, one funky Lion fan says, according to Dave Burkett, he said he talked to Holmes and there were 3 quarterbacks on the board when Lance came off at 3. That's when he became no more quarterback. He was on the hook with Sports on Friday. Yeah, I feel you. If the idea was, there was reports that we were going to trade up for a receiver, and Holmes denied that. I'm not going to say Dave Burkett is a liar. I respect Dave Burkett enough to know that sometimes he has his moments, but I'll put it this way. If quarterback was on the board at that pick, I'm sorry. If the answer was that he had 3 on there, then there was no way in hell he was ever getting those 3. Nobody, who in the hell thought that, show of hands in the chat, who in the hell, by show of hands, thought that Jacksonville was not taking a quarterback? I'll wait. Who in the chat thought that the Jets wasn't taking a quarterback? I'll wait. Who in the hell thought that the 49ers weren't taking a quarterback? So if those 3 guys were the 3 guys that they had pegged, I'm telling you, I'm still not buying it. Those guys were never on. Listen, everybody should be on the goddamn board. But what I mean by on the board, meaning that these are real chance prospects that you can pick up and get if they're there. And I'm telling you, there is no way in hell that those teams were not taking quarterbacks. They were always going to take quarterbacks. The bottom line is this. They got their number 1 guy. And I know that, like, when you're putting your pick in before the other team clock ran out, when you're celebrating after they announce on TV before their pick is in that they took a wide receiver and you're crunk about this, these are proof positive evidence that they got the guy they wanted. They wanted a certain guy and they got him. Now, the thing that I love about Sewell is Sewell, ironically, was honest and said that he had heard all this negative stuff about Detroit and was coming into it with a totally different attitude. And then what you have is a guy who then turns around and talks about how it felt like family. It wasn't about a business. He felt welcome. He felt like he was a part of something. He was going to be a part of something. He was going to help it grow. This team has found a way every single time to just simply make a decision that makes sense. The Dan Campbell impact is amazing to me. It's amazing to me. I'm going to talk more about that later, but at the end of the day, this idea that the Lions passed up a trade, and I know y'all in the chat would differ. in a lot of ways, but if you had a chance for a trade offer, would you have said F Sewell and said I'll trade down and take my shot with somebody else? Now, if that answer is yes, I'll take my shot with Slater, cool. Or I'll take my shot with Jenkins, cool. But the Lions' plan all along, to me, appears to be that they just wanted to build a line. It felt that way to me. We all knew the first 3 were going to take a quarterback, but Fields was number 2 on a lot of boards, and the possibility of Jones gone, top 3 was there. I know they wanted Sewell, and no one thought he would be at 7. Yeah, I mean, they clearly didn't have Fields on it. They clearly didn't have enough love for Fields to decide to take a lineman over him. I think with the restructuring of Jared Goff contract, that lets you know everything you need to know about quarterback. Quarterback just wasn't on their board. He can say what he wants. He needs to say those things. He's trying to get trade partners. He's trying to generate buzz for the next year. He can say all that. But the reality is they never were going to take a fucking quarterback. It just never was going to happen. It just wasn't. And one reason is because nobody was going to be there. But 2, the other reason was going to be because nobody was going to come in and take the job away from Jared Goff. You don't restructure that deal and ask for him in a trade if it wasn't part of the plan. So I just think that's what it boils down to. Let me see. It was 3 guys that wanted at 7. It was Sewell, Slater, and Pitts. Please let the fake quarterback news die. Fields is in Chicago. Get over it. I think those were the 3 picks too, because he said literally that we had 3 people considered at 7. He said that was Sewell and a guy who played the same position as Sewell. Well, it's either Slater or Tavon Jenkins, right? It's one of those two, and I'm going to go with Slater as the other guy. So we know that to be the case that 2 of them were offensive tackles, which is, again, another reason why I don't buy this whole entire quarterback talk. But then the third person, he said, we're not going to say for competitive reasons. What? What? Like, I get it, but, you know, I don't think receiver was it because they knew that they can get a receiver later. And so you start to go through and look at it. It just makes more sense to me that they got their number 1 guy. Darius Washington should have been ours too. I would have been pissed if we took a 5'8" safety in Darius Washington. He went undrafted, if I'm not mistaken, and it's probably a good reason why. He's not Bob Sanders. We can't. We just can't make those kind of moves. It just don't make no sense to me. So I'm glad we didn't take him. Now, if he ended up going to be a monster, then come back and yell at me. But in the meantime, I just didn't see how he helps. He has no reason to say it, literally no reason. I'm not sure I follow One Funky Line. Are you saying he has no reason to say that he didn't want the quarterback? Or are you saying something different? Because in my opinion, he has every reason. Because he said it after the draft. Yeah, he does have a reason to say that, even after the draft. So I'll tell you some reasons why he has the reason to say that he considered quarterback. The one thing you want to do when you're trying to still get a trade partner is you still want to make it seem like you need a quarterback. That means even if you're going into next year, up until that time, you want to implant the seed in people's head that, look, I'm looking for a quarterback. You know, and so to me, you're still planting seeds. The problem is I think we as a Lion fan think that it's just about right now. But people have planted trees years before so we can breathe today. And so when you're looking at this, you have to put that into a perspective. There's still a reason for him to still put out smokescreen information throughout the year because it makes sense. So we got to see how to do it. R-Max said we're glad to have Sewell and the D. Goff there till we get Archie Manning in 2025. 2025. Let me see. I don't think I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We're gonna probably be picking low the next couple of years, probably more than likely. So I don't know. We traded our old quarterback for a younger one. I know. Don't know why people hate him, but they do. That's what I mean. He was worth a 7th round pick. Oh, okay. The O-line are more important than wide receivers. Look no more than the 2019 Browns. They had OBJ and Jarvis and Njoku and went 6-10. They don't stop there. Don't stop there, Spencer. Don't stop there. They had more than that on that receiving core. And it's crazy. And then all of a sudden they add Jedrick Willis and Conklin and playoff wins. This is truth. Y'all need to, this right here is 100% truth. Comment of the day. This team went out, had all the receivers in the world, did nothing with them. Added 2 perennial tackles, and now all of a sudden Baker Mayfield can throw the ball. It's a real thing. I would have been cool with Washington instead of Jamar Jefferson. Steve, I don't know if I like that hype. On Sewell, it had to be one hell of a trade to pass on him. They saying that it was. What up, though, Detroit's on Big Wheel? Let me see. They said that it was. I just think that it's intriguing to see that they passed on trade offers. They said, F the trade offers. We're going to go out our way, and we're going to take this guy and say, forget those trades. It just makes sense to me. So I'm just saying, let me see. Spencer pointed out a very good fact. The Lions fans are screaming wide receiver are forgetting that Matt Millen era, or are forgetting the past 3 refines had talented wideouts and suck. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let me see. I think we made the right move, to be honest, Luke. I'm happy with the way everything fell. I wasn't shocked that the way we got Sewell, it was between Sewell, Slater, or Jenkins. They always wanted the line, period. Luke, I'm not worried about Fields as much because we got pass rush in the middle. And that's my attitude about people going to the other one. When I look at the thing and people go, oh my God, Fields is over here, you better hope he don't be this, you better hope he don't be that. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I got to prepare my team, right? Like if I'm sitting up there getting ready for a boxing match and I got to fight Mike Tyson, you think I'm worried about what Tyson doing? I got to get myself ready. The moment I'm worried about him, I'm lacking in my area. So it is what it is. Why all the Jamar Jefferson hate? I don't know. I didn't know there was none really going around. I think they just talking about who they would have rather had. Now, let me switch gears a little bit. If you have not hit that like button, please do so. Give me that thumbs up so we can get this thing in circulation. I saw this article, and it talked about how long would it be. It was from, I want to say it was Sports Illustrated. And it was talking about how long it's going to be before the Detroit Lions make it to the playoffs. Right? Like, I really thought about this. And listen. Let me put my disclaimer out there because I know it's going to be some stuff. How good is I like him better as the safety. As a corner, I put it this way. As a corner, he do things that I preach that cornerback should do. If you're in press position, you should be putting hands on the person in front of you. It's one of the reasons that Okudah got beat a lot because he refused to put hands on people. Sometimes you got to put them hands on, or as little Scrappy said, put them paws on them. We didn't get no paws put on nobody, and so you got a lot of free releases and a lot of free runs. Well, Afitu is going to fix that problem. DJ from Clemson in 2023, trade back next year if we're picking in the top 10, an additional first in 23, and then you can move up to get your next great quarterback. Okay. So here's this question. How far can the Lions go in terms of the playoffs? And when do I think they'll get back to it? I honestly believe the Lions can make the playoffs this year. I honestly believe it. The reality is this. There are 14 teams that go into the playoffs, 7 in the AFC, 7 in the NFC. If you look at what happened last year, you had an 8-8 team make it to the playoffs. The Lions simply need to get 9 wins, and they're in. I'm almost sure that if you win 9 games, you're in, right? And to me, if they mess around and get to 8, they still got a chance. They probably need some help with somebody to lose. But, man, just look at how it will work out. You would literally sit up there and have a team with an opportunity. You would have a team with an opportunity that can go out and establish strong foundation for winning. And it's not just me feeling this way. It's what players are saying that got me feeling more confident in saying this, which we're going to look at that a little bit later down the road. And so I'm just saying, if you're being honest with yourself, ask yourself, is it out of the Rams? Think about this. Vegas got the Lions over and under, I believe it at 5 or 6 games. Vegas only does stuff like that when they know they can win money, right? So if you take the under, Vegas figure, okay, if they're worse, I'm only gonna pay a few people out. If it's a push, a few people out. But if somebody who really gonna take the over? Not too many people taking the over. They just not. And so when I see that, I think Vegas is telling us what they know. And so I think if you're looking at it, I think they win 8 games and can still make the playoffs. Would it be something so crazy to say that they can win a playoff game this year? I ain't went that far. But in terms of us making the playoffs, it's very possible. The Rams have their money tied up in 5 players, and 2 of them are not on the team anymore. And they gave their future first-round picks to us. Well, they got a real bad problem. If Holmes wanted a bona fide number 1 receiver, they would have drafted one in the 2nd or 3rd round. Yeah, it was a bunch of people still there, and they said, nope, we're going to go D-line. They knew better. One thing we learned about Holmes, y'all, is he follows his board. The man picked D-lineman bag to back. This is a true statement here. Worst to first. I see us going from that, James Harrison. I really do. I see us going from worst to first. I think it's very possible. I think the idea that This team has the opportunity to turn it around quickly. It's not out of the Rams. The Lions have done it before. You go back to 1990, they finished, I believe it was 6-10. The next year, they went 12-4. The year after that, they went back to sucking. But the switch from worst to first happened. And it happened quickly. It happened with the Rams. It's happened with quite a few other teams where they went from worst to first. And it's just about the coaching, the direction, the attitude, and how people are buying into it. I can tell you right now, culturally, it's different right now already. I can tell you right now that the buy-in is 100% there right now. People want it. Like Fraud Crop says, we make the playoffs this year. I believe it. I do too. I think it's very possible. After thinking about it, I'm really, really happy about the D-line pick. Pickups. Yeah, I mean, I am too. Because essentially what he said is all you other guys who I can't count on, there's no better availability. There's no better ability to have than availability. And they didn't have that. And so at this point, I'm with you. I'm cool on that. Now sign Melvin Ingram to do what? And trade for ODB to do what? Why? You're going to bring a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. into a locker room where he's bitched on teams that's won Super Bowls. He's bitched on teams that had winning records. He's just going off to be going off. You're going to bring him here to do what? He doesn't culturally fit what we're doing here. He's emotional and he's unstable. And well, Luke, how can you say that? When has he been happy? Only when he gets the ball. They can lose every game, but if he gets the ball, he happy. Why would we trade for him? Why are we signing Melvin Ingram? To do what? We just gonna say F Julian Okoye. Forget him. He ain't doing nothing, right? You know, Rubo, I think it's a good point to try to add more talent. But those, especially Odell Beckham Jr., he's not the answer. And Ingram, if you're willing to add Ingram, then I got a problem because I need more interior or inside linebacker, I should say. So I just don't see it. Plus, I still need a safety. So we're talking about positions that we really don't need to talk about. How long will it be before someone breaks Okuda ankles like Hopkins did to D'Angelo Hall? I think you're going to see something different this year because he's not going to be asked to do that same stupid stuff that he was asked to do under Patricia. He's going to have safety help. He's going to get certain things that he didn't get in year one. And the biggest thing is he's going to have a pass rush to help speed up the process for him. In that regard, he should not get his ankles broken at all. If they can stay healthy, okay. Luke, we're not making the playoffs with this leaky roster. I mean, let's be honest. Go and look at this roster and look at the 1991 team. You're going to tell me that 1991 team was a legitimate good team? Please spare me. That team wasn't supposed to make the playoffs. They went to the NFC Championship game. With a backup quarterback. After they starting quarterback played like hot garbage. The backup played just as bad, and they still made it to the playoffs because they had defense and they had a run game. And the Lions are about to run the ball. Again, I keep telling you, Jamal Williams wasn't brought here because they thought he was cute. That's not how this works. Don't be surprised if they get it. You're talking about just getting the 8 wins and being able to get in. I think that's very possible. Seriously. Like it's not hard at all. It's Goff's job to lose. They are allowing Goff to restructure his career here, to resurrect his career here. Yeah, I agree. Luke, tackles are important, which is just complete. We just completed our O-line. We haven't did that in decades. I don't think we ever did it before. This is big for the Lions for several years. It will help them make it to the playoff right away. I agree. There's always this can't miss quarterback prospect in 2020. You had Burrow for 2021, Lawrence at 2029, Murray, etc. People are acting like the Lions can't replace Goff if he sucks. Which surprisingly, this brings me to my next damn topic because it's leading off into it. Like I said, I think we can make the playoffs, but it brings me to my next pocket. Okay, and my next question, which basically is did the Lions make a mistake allowing Jared Goff to basically win or lose this job? Do y'all feel like this was a mistake made by them? that they should have went in a different direction and got somebody behind him that can push him and all that good stuff. I'm going by the pundits and the general, the general view of what people say. Do y'all think that the Lions made a mistake by doing this? Because for me, I don't think so. I don't. I think it was a mistake to release Kerryon, but to allow this man an opportunity to say, hey, it's your job to lose. No. What was our alternative? A rookie quarterback we know nothing about? Tyrod Taylor? Ryan Fitzpatrick? That was our alternative? Why would I want to go down those roads? Why? I feel better with what we got now than what we would have had as an alternative. Like, seriously. If the goal was to trade Stafford and we're trading Stafford, and let's say we traded Stafford and got Teddy Bridgewater, you feeling good about that? I feel way better about I dare somebody to tell me they feel better about Teddy Bridgewater than Jared Goff. So I can go ahead and obliterate that idea. It's probably why he don't been traded as many times. It's because he's at best, he's probably Chad Pennington. At best. He's not consistent. He's been hurt. He doesn't have always the most strategic thing. But in this case, he went after the money. He should have stayed his ass in New Orleans. But at the end of the day, do y'all really feel like he made a mistake? I just don't. How many day one started to the Lions draft? 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 4. Sewell, Enrique or Emil, that's 1. We give in one of them 2. That linebacker, Derek Barnes, is definitely starting, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is starting. They go 4. Let's see. Let me go down here. But let me see. I'm going to go down and make sure I miss nobody. Kerryon don't care about football, bro. We finna find out. We finna find out. We got to play the Eagles, and he's on the Eagles. If he make the Eagles team, I mean, they claim him off waivers, but, we'll see how it go. But I'm just saying, like, to allow the quarterback, like Jared Goff, the opportunity to say, hey, this is your job. It's not even a matter for him to win it. It's your job to lose. I don't see how we can go wrong in that. There's no mistake in allowing him to lose it. Now, some people may argue, yeah, but you converted that money. You could have just left the money like it was. That money was converted to give him a vote of confidence. See, this is the part that we're missing. They're psychologically building him up. Oh, they didn't believe in you. We do. You do believe in me? Of course. So instead of you having a base salary, we're going to give you a little signing bonus to make sure it lets you know we still want you here. Right? We're going to still get you a receiver. But what we want to do first is we want to build for the future. We want to get us an offensive lineman first. Right? And it's just one of the things that you have to look at and say to yourself, there's no shame or mistake in allowing this guy the opportunity to lose the job. Most Lions fans was ready to give it to Tyrod Taylor and Fitzpatrick. I even had a few people that was like, go get Josh Rosen. I was like, damn, this is where we at? This is where we at. So my thing is this. Let's keep it 100. If we're gonna look at this and look at this objectively, not subjectively, not emotionally, objectively, who was better than Jared Goff? Who are we getting better than Jared Goff? Trevor Lawrence? Zach Wilson? Trey Lance? Justin Fields? Who are we getting that's going to be better than what we're going to start off with this year? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So to me, to allow this to happen, it needs to happen. Jamal was brought here to help bring the run game to light, but school the other running backs and help them with their careers. Wait till I get to Jamal's comments. All right. Luke, your opinion on the hottest tight end in the NFL, Tim Tebow. I have no opinion on him, to be honest with you. I put it this way. A lot of people wanted Urban Meyer. Imagine if Urban Meyer did this. If you're a Lions fan and Urban Meyer went out and brought a guy who was a quarterback who's been out of football for I don't know how long and said, hey, we're going to make him a tight end and give him a shot at tight end, would you be happy as a Lions fan base with that? I sure as hell wouldn't. So I'm just trying to figure out, sometimes we dodge bullets. Now, I'm not saying Tim Tebow couldn't be a good tight end, but Tim Tebow had a chance to switch to receiver and tight end a long time ago, even running back and fullback. And they didn't. He didn't do it. Now, all of a sudden, he out of the football, and here comes his old coach. Hey, buddy, yeah, I can help you get back in this league. I don't need no favors. See, at that point, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. So I'm just saying. So my thoughts on it, I can care less. Aaron Burr said, you absolutely 100% correct. They are building up Goff confidence. Mindset is half the battle. That's all it is, bro. Everything is mindset. I'll never forget this. Man. My when I played in college, our strength and conditioning coach used to make us run around the track with the 45-pound plate over our head. And I remember thinking, this has nothing to do with football. Nothing to do with football. I don't want to hear about what muscles is being built up, what twitching. I don't want to hear it. This is unnecessary as hell. But as I'm still going around there, I realized something. They were dropping like flies. And if any of y'all ever seen one of my favorite movies, The Wildcats, with Goldie Hawn and Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, when she ran around that track and outran every player on that track, she was sending a message. You ain't mentally tough to do this. I'm going to beat y'all because y'all think y'all can beat me. And I think when you look at Jared Goff, they have already installed that in him. And it's not just Jared Goff. It's Okudah. Everybody's already getting the swag goo going on. You didn't hear these kind of stories or anything pertaining to this under the old group. You didn't hear that. But what you see here is this. You see a change of guard, a change in attitude. When you got a guy like Sewell who talks about how great things is going. This is why I asked the question, why are so many fans against Jared Goff? Why can't he just go out there and prove if he can have a job or not? And I'm not just talking about this year, because he's got to learn a new system. He's got to learn some new things and figure some things out. So I'm not going to kill him on that. But the moment he had that change of scenery, things changed. Now, Spencer is in this mud in rare form today. Y'all remember when Tannehill was freaking awful in Miami? He goes to the Titans and goes off. Goff can do the same. And I think Goff is a better passer than Tannehill. Put him in Goff's best season versus him. I detect no lie. This is why I don't understand why some fans think it's a mistake to not take the quarterback, or some fans think it was dumb to take the offensive lineman. What? December SARS coming here with the no more, it's dagger time. Praise the Lord, man. What in the world? That was the big you waited till your third year to come up with a mantra, and that was it. It's dagger time. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I just look at the way that this thing turned out, and the reality is this idea that, oh, he's just going to suck. We don't need that much. Eric Kramer didn't have much. We went to an NFC championship game. They focused on other parts of the game and asked him to just do his best. That's the reality. I bet you Jamal Williams would be a whole different person if the old regime and Matt Patricia was here. He wouldn't be here. He ain't coming. Look how he act. He happy as hell. He's looking to have fun. He wouldn't have been here if Patricia was still here. Well, Okudah basically said that he feels he has better coaching now. This is just the reality. Luke, we're against Goff because he's Jared Goff. And if it was buffed up at quarterback, they'd be against buffed up. If it was Luke at quarterback, they'll be against Luke. If it was Antonio Jenkins at quarterback, they'll be against him. Every time somebody come and be the quarterback of the Lions, they're against him. The two worst, there's three positions in Detroit you don't ever want to play. Quarterback, goalie, and point guard. You're going to get your ass handed to you every single time. Look how they on Killian Hayes' head. Dude is a rookie. And he suck. Already. He was written off before he even had a shot. Look at the goalie. Oh, did I forget pitcher? Dude, don't be no pitcher. They turned on Justin Verlander the minute he had a bad season. It's amazing to me. Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate before his injury. I felt like he could have been an option. I don't know why the Eagles gave up on him so easy, especially with no help around him. I wouldn't have traded for Carson Wentz because I think when you're coming into a situation and you already been beat up and bruised and they already chose something else, I think that he wouldn't have had the strong vote of confidence that they're giving to Goff. But I do get what you're saying. They gave up on him because they believed in Jalen Hurts more. It says I'm just not a big Goff believer. You don't have to be. It's his job to prove you wrong. Anybody in here who hate Jared Goff, I'm not mad at you. Anybody who in here who think Jared Goff gonna suck, I'm not mad at you. It's his job to prove you wrong. Right? Like, I think it was a mistake for Carolina to get cut. He got to prove me right. I thought Tavon Wilson was hot garbage and a tick. Something you didn't even know was there until it fucking bit you. He got to prove me right. And he did. Tavon Wilson was not who we thought he was. The same with Deron Hardman. The same with Will Harris. It's their job to prove us the fans wrong. They booed TJ Hockenson. They cheer him now. It's our job. It's nobody else's job to change the minds of people but theirs. If I didn't think you were good before, show me why you are. It is what it is. Jack Frost, Carolina accepted a reduced role as a blocking running back and excelled at it. Came to camp last year in terrific shape. It's just the injuries did him in. Notion that he doesn't care about football is trash. Listen. I can't. John Bradshaw says Killian does not suck. I'm telling you, it's not hard to find. I would love for you just go to Twitter, Instagram, check out some of these YouTube channels. They be hoeing Killian's life. You hear me? This is not me making up stuff. It's just one of those things when you're in certain positions, they're going to talk about you. It is what it is. And they do it all the time. I remember y'all love some Andre Drummond. Y'all quiet about him. Dude was trash and still is. Okay. Since he's been gone, who has gotten the rebounds? Who's the leader rebounder? I don't even talk basketball, but I'm just saying. Centers are hard to come by. That's why everybody trying to find one. Y'all want y'all center to be out here like Anthony Davis. That's not who a center supposed to be. I want my center to be like Shaq. Like Tim Duncan. Stay your big ass underneath the rim and get her done real close to the rim. I don't need all that extra stuff. The point I'm trying to make to you is 9 times out of 10, this fan base is going to hate no matter who the person is. They just are. It's not that they want to. It's just that they can't help themselves. But it brings me to this next point because there was a poll that was done by SB Nation. And it had a 96, listen to this, a 96 approval rate from the fan base on the direction Alliance is headed. Only 4% didn't like what they were doing. 4%. 96% is the number. This number is higher than when they brought in Patricia. My question to y'all is this. Spencer Waller says he got to go. He hopes the rest of the stream goes well. Appreciate it, man. Listen to it a little bit later. Just to the end of it a little bit later. That's what this is for you to do it on your time. All right. 96%. So I'm asking y'all in the chat. There's 88 in here. What percentage are y'all giving? Like if you got to give it a percentage. 100% mean you 100% love the direction they're heading. What percentage are you giving them? 96% says a lot to me. It says that a lot of fans are seeing the vision. I see identity. I couldn't tell you that under Patricia. What's the identity of the Lions, Luke? Running the ball. Tough up front. Attitude. It spews out. Like a overheated bottle of ketchup. Don't ask me how I know. It just happened. Okay, I may or may not have left a bottle of ketchup in the car in Arizona by accident. It may or may not have happened. I'm not gonna say that I may or may not have ruined the inside of that trunk because of that. I'm just gonna tell you it spews out like that. Just don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right. But 96%. 19. I may or may not have done it. I'm just saying, don't you judge me. All right. The cleanup was terrible. Not saying that I had it, but if I did, the cleanup was terrible. I'll leave it at that. But let's keep it 100. Give me your percentages, people. Whose car? I don't know who car is. It may or may not have been my car. That's all I'm going to say. It may or may not have been my car. But what y'all not going to do is get me to go one way or another. But give me the percentage, people. What percentage are you putting out there for the direction the Lions is heading? 100% mean that you 100% is perfect. You think that you're right behind them. 96% of the fans I think it was over 3,000 votes. 96% with over 3,000 votes still approve what the Lions is doing and where they're headed. 4% don't like it. Those 4%, I ain't mad at them. It's up to the Lions to prove them wrong. Just saying. I got 100% for Antoine, 98% for hard work and dedication. Listen, there is no right or wrong answer about this. Let me put this up here. You know who wouldn't have left ketchup in the hot car? Nico Collins. Okay, I'm done. Hey, bruh, he may or may not have, just like I may or may not have. I got 92% from James Willis, 100% from Eric Elderberg. Let me see. Luke, what side of the ball do you think our coaches will impact the most? Both. And I'm going to get to that next real soon to tell you why. Both. One Pride 40, 100%. Shout out to me and the other 3%. Okay, Hungry Panda. Tell me why you a part of that 4%. You know, Chicago messed up by releasing their two best O-linemen and drafting a natural right tackle and are going to move them to the left. Man, I can't wait to drop these other videos. Time is always killing me. Luckily, the police didn't see the trunk. Excuse me. I'm glad they didn't see that trunk neither. It'd have been kind of hard to explain if I did or if I did not do that. I reserve 8% for the results. I ain't mad at you. Let me see. I ain't mad at you. Like Man Beats Detroit sports fans love hype up trash players. They love Eric Ebron. Izzy 777, he gives it a 99.69% for me. I ain't mad at it. 100% for Detroit fan man. D Mepzoon 100%. James Willis right on. You did it, Luke. You don't judge us, Luke. Stop messing up people's stuff. Like, man, listen, I cannot deny or confirm if I did that. I'm just telling you, if I did, it was not easy to clean up. And if I did, but I'm not saying that I did. If I did, I'm just gonna keep it 100 and just tell you, like, look, I did not know that it was going to get that damn hot. Yes, I know it was Arizona, but hey, I'm from Detroit. I'm not used to no heat like that. I was in a building with AC. I mean, I wasn't in the building, but if I was, y'all not going to get me to tell on myself. If I was, I cannot deny or confirm those allegations. That's all I can say. Let me see. Jimbo G, 100%. If I did it too, written by Luke G. Added a left tackle to that too. Don. Let's see. I'm so glad we didn't draft. Oh my God, Jesus, Luke, are you going to do a review on the remaining running backs to compete for? I am. I got a bunch of videos I'm working on, man. Every time I start the video, I'm gonna tell you what happens. But I'm gonna be honest. When I try to record the videos, I try to make sure that I can do it when the kids are asleep. And so I had to kind of like work my schedule around that. And so that's kind of slowing me up, but I am working on it. Detroit's Big Will give it 1,000% that he loves what they're doing and the direction they're headed. Louie, you understand. Talk to my lawyer because I cannot confirm or deny any of that stuff. Luke always, bro. This is true. I will tell you this. I am always. If you knew me on a personal level, you'd be like, "How?" I'm like, "I don't know, Sway." I'm always in some BS where I'm not even looking for it, but it finds me. So, just saying. Now I want to get into this. I got to knock this part out. Excuse me. I want to knock this part out because I think it has to happen. This right here goes to show one, mindset. Two, it goes to show you the impact of Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions front office. This is an interview that was done by Jamal Williams, and where he basically said, watch out for the Lions because we're coming. We're coming with that fire. You're going to have your hands full with us. It's different here in Detroit. We coming to play. And so, you know, my goal was to explore this. Was Jamal Williams just joking when he gave that warning, or was he dead ass serious? And should fans believe in this? Should fans look at this and say, you know what, this team is different. This team is going to do something outright. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When you hear how he talked, I'm going to tell you why you should not only believe what he say, but you should believe that this is a different team. I'm happy with the direction we're going with. A 90%. I was just disappointed they didn't draft the safety. I can follow that. I can follow that logic. There's nothing wrong with that disappointment. Swift has been putting in hello work this offseason. He's definitely going to ball. Luke, you did it. Just face the fact. Why were you in Arizona for? I may or may not have been in Arizona for a female, but I cannot deny or confirm. I cannot deny or confirm that. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, I may have went down there to see somebody. That's I may not. I just I'm facing the facts here. But let's listen to what Mr. Jamal Williams had to say because I think it's liquid gold, and it goes to show you mindset. This for all you people who seem to think it takes 3 years to change a culture. I want you to tell me how is it done in a matter of months. But it takes another guy 3 years to do it. Also, keep in mind, pay attention to tone of voice, and I want you to pay attention to what is being said. Now, it's 91 in here. Hit that like button as we get this thing popping. Let's get it.
In this weekend's draft, drafted Penei Sewell. They locked up Frank Ragnow at center to a blockbuster extension. I'm sure you saw your head coach, Dan Campbell, with that explosive press conference when he was hired as head coach. What do you make about the physicality, the mentality that this 2021 Lions team wants to play with?
Man, it really just fits us. I feel like everybody who came in, the players are there still now, the coaches, everything, the staff. It's just everybody got that mindset of we ready to go. We ready to show people what we're about. And when we get everybody on the same page and everybody have that same mindset of we don't care who you is, you better watch out for the Lions because we coming with fire. We fighting all the way to the last quarter, the last second, every play. And you're really going to have your hands full with us. And we really going to execute to the very last whistle. So it's going to be a hard-fought game every time you play the Detroit Lions for real.
Yeah, your new offense.
Now, I'm going to stop it there because we gotta examine what he said. I want y'all to understand something. If you didn't think that press conference that Dan Campbell had talking about biting off kneecaps, having fun while we doing it, hit us in the mouth, getting back up, all this crazy talk that we laughed and joked about didn't have an impact on people, listen to how he talking. It is not just him. It's other people that we drafted who understand what's going on. Okay? At the end of the day, what you have to see and make it clear to yourself is that this attitude has already leached off of the head coach onto the players. There's no reason. See, it wasn't like when Patricia was here. When Patricia was here, he was putting ex-Patriot players up to speak on his behalf. Ex-Patriots players. Just so that he can have them confirm that he knows what he's doing. Okay? All right? Now, Steven Silverthorne, I hope I said that right. He says, Luke, you are doing great. I love the stats. I have been a Lions fan since 1957. Keep up the great stats. Man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But they talk about, was it a rental car? I worked for Hertz. I was there the day when he turned that car back in. I may or may not have rented the car. Don't worry. Listen, I can't tell you if it was me or not. I got to consult with my lawyers. Okay, just know that you do not want to leave a bottle of ketchup in the trunk of a car in Arizona ever. Check that damn trunk to make sure that any groceries you picked up, you have removed from that vehicle. Just all I'm going to put out there. But I want y'all to pay attention to what Jamal Williams is saying. He talks about the attitude of them feeling different, how they're going to fight you to the last tooth. Every time you show up, we plan on hitting you in the mouth. These are things that they're not playing with. He's not joking about this attitude. I had a thumbnail. Let me go to the thumbnail that I had put up here after he did this call, and I said this right here is the clear cut of it. You see this right here? Attitude reflects leadership. The new era of the Lions football. It was clear to me when he made that press conference what he was doing. It was sending out a call. If you ever seen the Justice League movie, they said he sent out a beacon when he screamed in agony. The beacon was sent off. Yes, that's what happened with Dan Campbell. And the players picked up on it and ran with it. Every person you talk about being physical, wanting to punish you. The attitude is different. Now, let's watch how his tone of voice because he's trying to control himself. But I want you to see how the kid in him comes out when it's time to talk and play some football. Let's get it.
Offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn, a former head coach, a former NFL player, a lot of former NFL players on the staff there in Detroit. What kind of difference do you think that might make?
It makes a big difference. I feel like now they really understand how players are already, and yet they still can show us all the experience, everything they've been through, and give it to us the head forward. So I'm grateful to have Deuce Staley, my boy, as our RV coach. My boy is funny, he's great teacher, and already just the time we had just right now is just great. So we about to have a tremendous season. It's about to be cool. I can't wait. It's going to be so many dances. I'm telling you, it's about to be real. So look at the Detroit Lions so different this year because we ain't coming to play. I'm letting you know that right now. It's a whole different thing. Whatever you think about the Detroit Lions before or whatever, it's different this year. So we about to come with straight fire. We coming with flame. We coming with that Naruto mindset. We coming with nothing but wins. You know what I mean? We coming to play. I can't wait.
Y'all tell me he don't sound excited? Y'all telling me he don't sound like he feel good about the coaching staff that he get to work with? Y'all telling me he don't seem like he can sense the difference? He went against them 2 times a year. He talked to other players. He know what's going on. It took one bad call. One funky Lion fan did notice that one of my favorite Disney movies, right behind the Lion Kings, Remember the Titans. And that attitude reflects leadership is exactly from there. And it do hold true. It holds true at every step of the way. When he say, we coming with wins. I can't wait. Y'all think he playing? He dead ass. He's serious about this. They are ready to suit up now. And it's because of that guy right there on the screen. That guy. The guy who's playing the underdog card and selling that same card to every other player who comes in here. And so when the question I ask is, should you be excited and think that this year is going to be different and that this year is going to be something to look forward to? You damn sure should. You should look to it and say to yourself, what's different? Why is it different? Why am I so excited? Everything that you're seeing piece by piece is a reflection of that man on the screen. That man, Dan Campbell, right there. And he's making it clear to anybody who comes here, come here ready to work. We're going to have fun doing it, but come here ready to work. They asked the man a question about how does it feel having so many former players? And he said it's a big help. You see, it's one thing, and I see the comments in the chat where people talk about a guy that we don't mention around here flashing his ring and ask for obedience. That ain't going to fly with professionals. I don't, because most people who know better and who know anything about football know that you had nothing to do with those championships. You'd have been picked a long time ago. Can't leave Pepsi in the window in Florida. Oh, that's a new one. It's a good thing I don't know. It's a good thing I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it's good information to have. Thank you. Who do you think is our true starting receiver? Tyrell Williams and Brashard Perryman, which you should not be mad about. Right? Like, that's what I think of our true starting receivers. At this point, I'm taking all y'all questions. This is the part of the show I take y'all questions for a few minutes, then I get up out of here. Luke, I would never leave a ketchup in the trunk of a car in the hot weather, especially in Arizona. I'm so proud of you, Jimbo G, because if you did or if you didn't, I would not judge you. You know, I could just tell you that it's probably not a good idea. Not from experience, but I've been told. I'm just letting you know. Robert, I'm loving what's happening, still in wait and see mode, but big shout out to you, Luke, for doing this tremendous work. Proud of you. Do what you do, baby boy. Appreciate it, man. I do have an unhealthy obsession with trying to get ahead of storylines and see what's happening piece by piece. And in this, it pays off. So I appreciate that. He can't wait. That's the thing right there, Keedrick. He can't wait. That's the mindset. Any questions y'all have for me, please feel free to put it in there. So, you know, right. I'm with you, D-Map Zoom. I don't eat ketchup, so I don't know anything about that. But I've been told, I've been told that you don't want to leave it in the trunk of a car in Arizona. But I don't know anything about that. Okay? I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Naruto mindset. What was he saying? So with Naruto, if you ever watched that anime, it's about a guy who not only wants to be the best, he wants to be number one. Like, there's no getting around it at all costs. And he's constantly trying to improve himself, but his energy is always up. There's no situation he feel like he can't handle. Even if it seems dire, he's willing to think his way out of it. And I think that's what he's referring to. So Coach Talk showed me, man, I've been around 30 years. I feel you. That wasn't a coach talking, though. That was a player. A player that has no ties to Dan Campbell. The first time he got a dose of Dan Campbell, and not my words his, was when he saw that interview. Not my words. That's what Jamal Williams said when he saw the interview. But I ain't mad at you for feeling like they got to show you. Sounds like a kid ready to ball. Oh, he seems real ready. Looney Tune, he excited. His personality is cool to have on this team. It is. And if you go and look at it, because you know it takes 3 years to change culture around here, you look at a few months and they've already changed the mindset that quick. The mindset of the coaching staff, the mindset of the players. They've already done it, and they're not enlisting people who know them previously to back them up. Do y'all put ketchup in the refrigerator or leave it in the cabinet? I'm a refrigerator guy. But then again, I don't eat ketchup, but that's what I've told that it's probably better to put it in the refrigerator. Just putting it out there. Talking about Naruto. He used a Naruto reference, Super Bowl bound 2021, 2023. I ain't mad. I'm starting to think they hired Jamal as a PR move. What PR move? He has no ties to the coaching staff. Nobody. He's ecstatic to work with Deuce, who they stole from the Eagles. Right? I do believe the Lions will make the playoffs. Boy, I'm always struggling with this. The prognosticators have underestimated the speed and hands of pre-draft signings of wide receivers, and now you add St. Brown to the squad. Lions 10-7. Jason Smith, you ain't gonna get me to cuss at you. Talk to him. I think most people should be excited about this team. Everybody's already written off Brashard Perriman. Everybody's already written off Tyrell Williams. But Tyrell Williams, last time I checked, when he was healthy, was a monster. And Brashard Perriman gives you the speed up top. Now you add in Amon-Ra St. Brown in the slot. You got a Quintez Cephas to be the other slot receiver. So to go your Cooper Kupp and your Robert Woods. And then you got the tight end, TJ Hockenson. You don't just stop there. You got just your offensive line. Decker, Jackson, Ragnow, Big V, Sewell. Your running backs, Swift, Williams. I'm gonna stop there because I think they get the bulk of the load. And the defense just got to hold up to their part. I think most people should be excited. It's just 100% about sending the message out. It's a reason why he's talking so highly. Look, they all are. Not going to say we win 10 games, but them boys ready. And that's the point. Even if we don't win 10 games, guess what? You knew we was here. I never forget this, right? The Captain American scene. Before Captain America became Captain America, right? I remember he's in the alley. He's getting beat to high heaven. My man, like, you had enough? And he hit him with that famous line. I can do this all day. You gonna know I'm here. Ain't no backing down. I ain't here for no check. I'm here to show you something. And I think this attitude is oozing off of that man on the screen. It is what it is. It is what it is. Luke, sorry, Cephas is gone. Did he get released and I didn't know about it? If he did, please tell me so. Let me get these questions out the way. Let me knock these questions down. Luke, hey, leave it in the trunk. Kind of catch-up guy. Man, I cannot deny or confirm that. Okay. Kedrick, who's getting more touches, Swift or Jamal? Swift, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has to. He's the one that's going to set the pace. Jamal is going to be the one to close it out. In other words, the pace is going to be set by him, where it's going to be more passes out the backfield, more inside, outside runs from him, and then you just bring in this guy. After they get all tired, you don't want to hit him. It changes the way you want to do things. Okay. Luke, Dan got rid of 3 scouts and bring in a few new ones. The old scouts are from New England. Yep. They want no parts of that. I saw that. They got rid of those 3 scouts from New England and said, nope. Used all their stuff. Used all their materials, thanked them for their hard services, and sent them packing. You want something done? Get the right people to do it. What people don't realize is Patricia did change the culture year 1. It was negative, but it changed. And that's my point. I asked that question halfway through the season about this to fans, and I was told that I was overreacting. He needed 3rd year. I'm like, bruh, is he changing this thing for the better? It takes 3 years. I'm like, it don't take no 3 years. I've been on terrible teams. It don't take no 3 years. I've seen high school teams get turned around faster than that. Oh, this is the pros, Luke. I've seen college teams. This is the pros, Luke. I've seen pros teams do it. He changed it for the worse. They literally went from, one of the things people don't realize is Rob Marinelli was supposed to be this authoritative figure. It didn't work. We went to Jim Schwartz because he was more of a player's coach. It had some success. Then they followed that player coach up with Jim Caldwell, another player's coach. We had some even more success. And then out of nowhere, they deviate from those plans and went with another authoritative figure. and it failed bad. Now they back to the players coach, and already we see that it's a difference in the outcome. So yeah, I think it is what it is. Let me see. What am I missing? Who do you think wins the Lions versus Rams game this season? Tell me when we're playing it. If that game is later in the year, the Rams will win it. If it's earlier in the year or towards like the early part of the middle of the year, we got a chance to win that game. But if you're telling me that game is late like it was with Tampa Bay, we in trouble. Because by that time, you're giving this team too much time to gel, get to figure each other out. I don't want that. I want to catch them off guard when they're at their weakness. Now, the sad part is when that game, if that game is earlier and the Lions win, watch how many people be like, I told y'all he a loser. He even lost to his old team. And if he blow us out and he run the score up on us, like, oh, he classy, he's still garbage. So it's just wait for y'all wait for the headlines. Name Pyramid's best quarterback in his career. Goff. He just got it. I can't think of nobody else that he had. He went to the Ravens, had Joe Flacco. Goff. Sorry. I would bet any money that Jared Goff outperforms Matthew Stafford, and you'll see what I've been talking about for years. We'll see. I think you also got to look at it like this too, Robert. Are they going to be asking Jared Goff to do what Stafford did? See, Jared Goff is going to be asked to manage the game. Stafford was asked to win it. It doesn't work like that. Luke must be a barbecue sauce kind of guy. Yeah, I do like barbecue sauce. I wouldn't leave it in the trunk. Oh my God, Luke, you sound guilty as hell about that ketchup. What ketchup? What ketchup? Who said anything about ketchup, Jumbo G? That's you just trying to put words in my mouth. Okay. I remember everybody was hating the fact that Dan Campbell was hired because he was a position coach and not a coordinator, and now he's loved by the fans. It's funny how it works. Where did you think the defense will rank, and do you think we will get a safety in free agency? I think we'll get a safety in free agency, but I think they're waiting for some of these young guys to get cut off these teams. It's a few people who went undrafted, and it's a few people who's already on this team who got 1 year of playing that's going to get cut from other teams. They're waiting for that load of people to come out, and then they'll go in and add those guys and implement them in there slowly. So, yes, how do I see this defense being ranked? Well, we was 32 this year, so I'm gonna say we move up. We move up to at least 22. I'm gonna just bump us up 10. I think just the fact that they like what they doing and who they doing it with is no way you're gonna do it. I think this team is better than last year. Maybe not on paper, but I think they are better. If you like what you do it better. Like I'm not trying to be funny, right? Have y'all every one of us has been a kid. And you've lived with your mom or your grandparent, and you ever had like them days like my grandma was a mean grandma, right? And sometimes what my grandma would do is like she would be like, yeah, you want that butterscotch candy? And I'd be like, yeah. And she'd be like, yeah, go and cut Miss Mary Ann's grass. Did I really want to cut somebody else's damn grass? No, but the lessons were there. And so when I fell in love with what I started doing, which I got good at cutting grass, I knew how to make grass grow. Man, I want to cut everybody grass. I wanted everybody to have this beautiful grass. I can get you grass that looks like it's on a golf course. That's how I was feeling. And so when you love what you do, hell yes, you're going to perform better. And 100% off of that, you're going to play harder because you love what you do and you love who's doing it with you. Frog Crop says, new subscriber here, Lou G is the bomb. Appreciate it, man. Stay subscribed. I got videos coming and everything else. Is Sewell an elite talent? Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. Even when I looked at his worst film, I walked out saying, that's the worst? That's it? That's what I got to fix? It's very rare where I got to go, damn, I don't know if we can fix that. What he do can't be fixed. What I mean by that is his attitude. He wants to block you. He wants to be disrespectful when he's blocking you. To me, that's all you can ask for. Let me see. Are we talking odds if head coach, the defensive coordinator, set a league record for head coach fines? Wow, you know what? I never thought about that. I never thought. Yeah, it's gonna be some yelling. But I think he's gonna do it intelligently. But I don't know. I never thought about them, going nuts and losing their mind. Since then, Campbell and his ex, those guys, it'll probably affect the team on both sides of the ball. It is what it is. It took Kyle Shanahan 3 years. Shout out to my man, SpeakEZ Sports. When Kyle Shanahan took over the Broncos, matter of fact, let me just go and look at it. I'll go and look at it just so I can make sure. Oh, no, wait a minute. It wasn't the Broncos he took over. Who the hell did Kyle Shanahan take over? 49ers. That's what he took over. When Kyle Shanahan took over the 49ers, okay, I want people to remember this. I want them to do it. He's been a coach since 2017. All right. When he took over that team, the 49ers had a few things going for him and a few things that went bad for him. And I get it. I 100% get it. The problem was the culture change don't take 3 years. It just don't. You're not going to convince me of that. When he took over that team was just coming off of Chip Kelly and went 2-14. Chip Kelly and 2-14. If I'm not mistaken, their quarterback at that point in 2016 was Colin Kaepernick. And Colin Kaepernick decided to go political. And people went nuts. And this man had to play that year with Brian Hoyer and still won 6 games with a lesser quarterback, a lesser running back, in my opinion, because Carlos Hyde was no Frank Gore. And he got it done. The culture was changed at that point. The culture was changed. And then he went 4-12 before going 13-3. But what was the difference? He had a rookie playing majority of that season in Nick Mullins, another running back in Mike Britter, who did pretty decent. But by the time he got to the year that he had success, he had brought in a veteran quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo, a veteran running back in Tevin Coleman, and had a mixture of running backs playing for him. He added more help at the receiver spot. They had a tight end at this point. Everything was changed in terms of the roster. But in terms of him changing the culture, that was already done. That was already out the way. So he had already been there and done that. So 100%. Let me see. Jimbo G said, I've been on terrible teams too. Why do you think they released Johnson? Honestly, I'm going to just tell you the truth. They have been releasing everybody who has not had availability. That's why I think people like Deshaun Hand in trouble. You ain't healthy, you ain't on this team. Look at Justin Coleman. They looked at Justin Coleman's film and said, bro, you the slot receiver, and the slots were doing damn good. Where were you at? Then we bumped you out to the outside, and you couldn't really hold it out there. And then you say you was hurt. So at this point, you're not available. That's why I think they released Kerryon. I think they said to themselves, if we are going to change the direction, we're going to force these other guys to be just as good blockers as Kerryon. And so that's why they put him out. I would have kept him because it didn't cost you nothing to keep him, but whatever. Lions and Rams game, what day of the week will it be on if it's a primetime game? If that's a primetime game, I honestly think that's going to be like a 4:30 Sunday game. They're not going to do a Monday Night Football for that. It has to have implications for playoff if it's later in the season. If it's earlier in the season, I'll give it maybe a 4:00 game. Let me see. Caldwell had Stafford managing games. Caldwell had Stafford managing. I don't agree with that. Easy. Caldwell fell into the same trend. See, if I put it this way, if Stafford was managing the games, we would have way more rushing attempts. And if you go look at Caldwell's time as with the rushing attempts, that wasn't what we did. He relied solely on quarterback play. Even when you look at the play calling, it was on quarterback play. I don't know how you call that a game manager. So if we perform well, we lose Aaron Glenn year one. I'm just saying. Listen, you perform well. You don't just lose Aaron Glenn. You lose Aaron Glenn. You may lose Deuce Staley. You may lose Anthony Lynn. And here's a fun fact for you. We haven't had anybody be pilfered from this goddamn team since I'm trying to think. What's the last time? How many years could we go back? You know what? It's been that damn long. It really has. So you haven't had nobody get pilfered for this team. You will now. Let's see. My interpretation of success is winning, not stats. Winning. You see the emphasis on the word winning? Yeah, I'm with you. Luke pleading the fifth. You damn Skippy. I don't know anything about no catch up. What is he talking about? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? I'm glad we have one of the best punters in the league. We might need them this year. You think Logan Steinberg can replace Big V? He's going to be the backup center. Big V is going to be given every opportunity to lose that job because of the contract. And they really don't want to have to blow that money. So they're going to give him a chance at guard to earn it. And I think he will earn his money at guard. I just think he will. Eddie Brock's a Lions fan. Yes, if you have not seen the new Venom, There Will Be Carnage trailer, just let me be on the record for saying that I thought the first Venom sucked. Kill me afterwards. Don't at me. I thought it sucked. I thought the first Venom was a terrible movie. I could not see half the scenes, and I have a really nice TV, and I went to the theaters, and I still couldn't see what the hell was going on. It was just too dark. I wasn't with it. But in that scene, you can see him with a Detroit Lions Letterman jacket on. So pay attention. Luke, the reason I asked about Perriman is because he had no quarterback worth anything, and I am not a Goff guy, but I agree Goff will be his best. Plus, he might be the best O-line. It might be the best O-line on any team has been on. I detect no lie. Y'all want me to lie? I can't do it. What kind of jump do you think Okudah and Julian Okorafor will take in year two? A significant one. The fact that he's even learning how to read tape appropriately. The last time that happened was Darius Slay, and he made it to Pro Bowl. Darius Slay said Mathis and Quin taught him so much on how to break that film down and not make it complex. And it made it tremendously better for him to be successful. So I see that jump being huge. In the case of Julian, he just got to be healthy. Because now he's going to be asked to do what he always been doing. Rush the damn quarterback. This is why people like Xavier and Collins wasn't picked up. They didn't see a reason to. And what they're doing is they're creating competition on each side of the outside linebackers between the brothers. Romeo versus Julian. Who going to get there first? Wait till the Thanksgiving dinner come. And they got to bet who's going to be cooking and who paying for the meal. It's going to get intriguing. One of my major concerns is defense. If we can get a top 10 defense or a top 15 defense, I think we can win with the offensive personnel that we have in place. I agree. If that defense is even in the 20, we in the playoffs. We 100% in the playoffs. We got 100 people in the chat. Can I get those likes up, people? Growing grass and smoking ketchup. No. What is this ketchup talk? I may or may not have had ketchup, but I'm a barbecue guy. You saw it in the chat. And yes, I did grow grass. Not the kind of grass you're thinking, but I grew I'm just putting it out there. I didn't like that we didn't get no safety. I think Afitu can play safety, so he's kind of a hybrid. So just count that as one. That's how I'm doing it to make myself feel better. Throw them fours up. Boss up and get this money, boy. Oh, I remember that song. That was the Chatter Boys, right? What's the worst game Sewell played for the game tape purposes? Arbin was one of them. And if you go, but the other one was in 2018. I just don't count that because that was his first year. And the little things that he missed, I found him on as the game progressed and got better and better. But Auburn, the game he had against Auburn, there were some things in there that even me and the Cam from the Hook Cam, shout out to him, had things to do. Speaking of the Hook Cam, let me go and do this because I almost forgot that damn quick. Cam and them are going to be doing they're going to be doing more and more content on all the NFL and all the sports. And so they're going to do it on the channel. And the channel, I'm going to link it in the description. I didn't do it this time, but I want to make sure I give the shout out to this channel because I do support what they do over there. I go over there and talk with them often, especially when I don't want to talk Lions football. But it's going to be called The Last Row. So let me just show you. Oh, it's not even letting me share. Okay, this is some bull. It's not letting me share, but it's called The Last Row. You cannot miss it under no circumstances. Literally the THE last LAST row ROW. I'm subscribed to it. You should subscribe to it as well. Was Mac Jones a good pick? It's one of the videos they got on there right now. And they're going to be on there talking about a host of different things, college football and everything. So make sure you go over there and show them some love and subscribe. And I'll also make a community post about it as well. Will Sewell have a Tristan Wirfs type rookie year? No. And I'm not saying he's going to have a bad year, but it won't be Tristan Wirfs. If you look at the DNs who Tristan Wirfs have to go against just in a division, once you get past New Orleans, who was he going against? So if you're not familiar with that NFC South division, it's the Bucks, the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons. Who is he going against at DN on the Falcons? 2 times a year. Right? Like, I'm not being funny, I'm just asking. Who is he going against on the Panthers? You want to tell me he's going against Barnes? No, he's not. He's going to get a few shots here and there, but it's not going to be consistent with that's the guy in front of him. Sewell has got to go and deal with people like Hunter and Worley and those Smith boys over there, Khalil Mack and the other dude. I'm drawing a blank on his damn name, but it'll come back to me. So, yeah, I can see those scenarios where he can have certain things, but no, I don't see him having those type of season. I think it'll be a good one. And if he exceeded, he'll be probably rookie of the year. But, you know, they like to give it to those skill guys. Where would you rank Sewell in last year's draft class of offensive tackles? Number 2. I had him behind Slater. Only because I like the fact that Slater had already played all the positions in college. Slater had the same athletic ability, but he wasn't as big as Sewell. So I had him at number 2. It just hit me that if Rodgers leaves Green Bay, their rebuild is going to be a bit brutal. I'm going to start talking more about the NFC North. I need to. You should know your enemy. So I should talk about them a little bit more, but it is what it is. Let me see. For the first time in a long time, the word pancake will be said with frequency by game callers at the Lions O-line bring that smoke. Bro, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. We're not going to hear that Jason Smith too often over the past year, but we will now. Stay off of the hub. What the hell's going on? Let me see. Luke, you don't have Super Chat. No, I don't. There's the reason why I don't. I don't have Super Chat activated because I feel like we're all just fans and I just want to talk football. If I ever do a Super Chat for anything or I set up a Super Chat, it would be because I'm trying to do for a bigger cause, something that allows me to put that money to good use to help somebody. So that's why I don't take money or anything like that. I just like talking football. And the fact that you're here to hear me talk about football and be with me and rock with me and talk it with me, that's all that matters. Let me see. I'm trying to go through and make sure I don't miss nothing. Have you ever poured a Snickers candy bar out of the wrapper? What? That you get? What? That sounds disgusting. No, I have not. But that's how you know it's hot as hell. So, FYI, don't be buying no candy bars out when it's been outside all day. Jimbo, they will out him. No, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. We finally have a real man for head coach and a brilliant GM, and hats off to Sheila. Sheila was the biggest difference. I got so excited when they announced Sheila as the owner, and most of the people in here would tell you that of all the people who are part of DSA, I was the only one. Well, there's a few that was hype about it, but nobody was as hyped as I was. Caldwell was trying to have him manage games. Oh, he was trying to have him manage games. Okay. Don Shula, Terrell Austin. Let's see. Lions fans, some people lose their jobs if the Lions win games. Yeah, people will lose their jobs talking bad. All right. Dejon Parker, shout out to the homie. Luke, what is your expectation for the Lions this year? I want to know. My expectations for them to go 8 and how many is it? 17 games. So 8 and 9 is my expectation. I expect for them to be at 500 or a little bit above it. But obviously at 8 and 9 you'll be below it. But I want them to be at 500 or above it. I want them to be competitive. I want teams to come into the door and walk out if anybody ever seen Najee Harris press conference and the reporter said to him like, "Hey man, you're like it was easy for you," and he was like, "Easy shit, they was knocking my ass out." See, that's what I want. I want for people to show up to the Lions to walk out and they be like, "Hey, you look, you guys had an easy game." For them to be like, "Easy? Did you see what they was doing? I was getting hit left to right." Shit. What? I want that. And until we get that, that's my expectations. My expectations is they should win games this year under no circumstances. So I got them going 8 or more games, and I expect them to do just that. I really do. The closest the Lions ever had to coordinator getting hired was Terrell Austin. He's the only one I can remember, even though I cannot remember anybody outside of that. How would you grade Terrell Crosby on a 1 to 10? 5. He just okay. He ain't gonna kill you, he ain't gonna hurt you, but he ain't no starter. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna get that part done. So 5. Let me see. Sounds like having a vet like Sherman there would help. Yeah, I see Easy still pushing these narratives. Easy really wants Richard Sherman. I do not understand why you want Richard Sherman. I don't. To me, you have somebody similar to Richard Sherman in the feet to, and if you're bringing in Richard Sherman, you're taking reps away from young guys. I just don't see it. Richard Sherman is talking about going back to Seattle. So I just, I don't understand the idea of bringing in that guy and it's not worth it. Let me see. But I can see that I don't see him fitting the culture we're trying to build. Yeah, it's no reason. It's no reason. It's no reason, bro. It's no reason to bring in a guy like Sherman. Who you think is our starting D tackles? I've been thinking about this hard. And I've been going back and forth. And I said, if we're running at 3-4, you have to start a meal, right? I went back and forth with Levy, but I'm like, if ever there was a time that I wanted to kind of create some pressure, if I put a meal at the nose tackle, and now I got Levy at a DN spot with Brockers at a DN spot, I got both Okora boys on the outside rushing. That front 5 is gonna touch somebody. You talk about getting touched by an angel, you're going to get touched by a lion's paw because that front 5 would be dangerous. So I think Emil will be the starting nose tackle. And in most of your base defenses, I think it's going to be Emil, Levy, and I'm sorry, I think it'll be Emil, Michael Brockers, and Trey Flowers. But when it comes time for us to go time to get that pass rush going, I expect to see a lot of the pass rushers out there. Let me make sure I ain't missing nobody. Let me see. He is a brilliant football mind. I would relate bringing in Sherman to what Mathis was to Slay. Yeah, but we brought in Pleasant and we brought in Aaron Glenn as the defensive coordinator. And they are still a veteran presence. And they're not on the roster that's taking money away or hurting us. They're here to just simply do what? Teach people. The Richard Sherman train is ran out for me. I just, I don't see it. All right, people, that's it. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all know I'll be back at this tomorrow about 5:20, 5 or 5:20, somewhere in that area. I generally post the video to show y'all, so it's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I'm leaving this up because I do think the attitude reflects leadership. I do. And the new era of the Lions has been on its way for a while. And I think that most Lion fans need to get on board. The best thing about Luke is Luke has literally reserved another rental car that may or may not have a bottle of ketchup in the trunk, but he has rented one big enough for the bandwagon people. So we just want to do it. I want to answer a few more questions, though, before I bounce. But let's see. How much better does blank get Jonah Jackson have? How much better does get Jonah Jackson have? How much better does Jonah Jackson get? This is the 7th offense he's had to learn, and each time he's excelled at it. So I think he gets better. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. No doubt. So I'm just saying. But you know me, people, I gotta end the show on a good note. And because it's mental health awareness, I gotta do something to promote that and to what's the word I want to use? To bring a healthy, positive light to that. So today's quote comes from the internet, people. And it surprisingly is from a source that I think we should appreciate it. Okay. It says our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. I'm gonna say it again. That's from one Mr. Martin Luther King Jr. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And if you don't know that your mental health matters, let me start by helping you get there. 100% that it does matter. And you're not alone. Whatever you're dealing with that's going on in your head, somebody else is dealing with it too. And you'll be surprised who needs your support and how much support you can get from them. See, the moment you try to ignore the voices and you try to ignore the signs and things like that, you find yourself in a position that gets you to a point of no return. See, that's where the life begins to end at. But I'm going to challenge you to do something different. Understand that you matter. Understand that your mental disorders matter. Understand that whatever you feeling matters. It's nothing wrong with you or that downgrades you from being a man because you decided to talk about what's in your head. What brings you to a lower floor is when you refuse to accept the results of what's going on. So at the end of the day, people, remember to take care of yourself. Remember to take time out to not only work on the spiritual, to work on the physical, but to work on the mental. Because there's nothing more powerful than the mental. The same way you work out all those other muscles, the brain is one too. So take some time to yourself to retool, relax, and rearrange those thoughts in your head. Because you are not alone. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is my show for today. I'll be back at it again tomorrow at 5, maybe 5:20, depending on if I don't get caught up at work. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Please do your research. I am out.